What's up, this L? I've been fasting and doing a different thing with the channel. Like I've been doing little Bible studies. I have one more Bible study to go, and then I'm gonna start uploading these dreams I had, and this is gonna be one of them. So this dream is gonna go up probably late because I think there's two dream videos before this one, or three, because I'm going to tell them in the sequences that I've got them in, because this is like an everyday thing. Don't know what to say, but I'm just going to jump right in there. So I had a dream the other day that I saw the being that comes into my dream that looked like a person I used to work with. He looked like a man I used to work with named Don, who was a Italian, half Irish dude who I worked with for over 10 years. He taught me everything I knew. And I've seen this being's true form, but he's like formless. I guess he likes taking the form of someone who was once a mentor to me. I guess that's what he just likes to do because he hardly speaks to me. I've seen him in many dreams, and if you go back in the past, I've mentioned him plenty of times because it seemed like before I go into these type of dreams, this being appears. On this specific occasion, he appeared and he took me on this trip, and this trip was up like a hill, not a hill, like a mountain. The mountain was like a dirt road that shot vertically up like this, and I was afraid because I'm thinking, how am I not falling? And I'm crawling or climbing up the hill while he's on a bike, and I'm keeping up with him on the bike while I'm crawling. And it's like he got his family with him. They in the car in back of me. So I never that was new for me. I never met family or whatever that meant. They all was white. So I get to the top of the hill. We gets to the top of the hill, and there's a cabin at the top of the hill where we gonna be staying. We was gonna be lodged in. There's like a black girl there too. I don't know. She was there, but she wasn't of no relation to me, and they were all white. So we stand in this cabin and we're settling in and all of this stuff. And then the Dawn being goes out to speak to some of the locals who appeared in the front of the house. So he's talking to them. They're talking like they knew each other for a long time. I don't know what they was talking about. We're setting up the house. We're festive. We're feeling festive, and it's a new atmosphere. I come outside, I see some of the people who he's talking to, and they're looking at us. They look happy. They look like nice people. In the background, I see mountains, and I remember the feeling coming over me, or the thought coming over me, that this is a plateau. It's a plateau. That's what I got. And in the background, there were mountains that looked like the Rocky Mountains, and it was like a closed-in community surrounded by mountains on a high plateau. That's what it was. And he had a cabin up there for him and his family. I guess that cabin was in the family, I guess. But he haven't been there in a while because they was greeting him like someone that they haven't seen in a while. They was greeting a Dawn entity like someone they haven't seen in a while. And he was talking to them. So he went off with them somewhere. And the family, they went out to buy things. So they just left me, the nephew, and the Dawn entity's brother in the house. So we decided to go outside and look for just look around right now. So I forgot to mention that before they left, the community people who was there and the Dawn entity and all of them was doing some weird dance that they do. It was like tradition, and they was just having fun. But it looked weird to me. I don't know what that was. I just want to mention that because they were weird. So then he left with them to go, I don't know where. The family went shopping, the girls mostly, and they left me, the nephew, and the uncle there. And they're two white guys. The boy was the younger boy was white, and the uncle was older. So now we go outside and we just looking around the property, and I find giant garlic cloves, and I'm eating some of the garlic cloves, and I'm looking at the ground. We just looking around, And then we find these containers buried into the floor. And I knew them containers was meant to store bodies for some reason. So these townspeople were very weird. They were putting bodies in the ground, in the garden. Don't understand what that was. But they were watching us the whole time, because not all the townspeople went with Dawn, the Dawn entity, and they probably was watching the family as they went shopping too, and they was watching the house. So when we found the garlic and we found the containers in the floor, I guess like the jig was up. They popped out on us and they tried to snatch us. They tried to kidnap us, and they snatched the uncle. They took him. I don't know where they took him to. Me and the younger white dude got away. We ran into the house, and when we ran into the house, we stayed there and we was like looking out the window. We was in panic. We was in fear. And then the family got back first. The family got back first, and we told them what happened, and then they was in panic and in fear. And then when the Dawn entity came back, we told him, and he was kind of in panic and in fear. And we knew that the townspeople were surrounding the house, and now they had to do something to us because we knew what they was up to. We knew too much, so we was in jeopardy. And then I woke up. So never got to finish that dream to see what happened to us, and nothing. But I had to say that one first because the next dreams are along these lines and similar, or they get worse. So then, like a day later, 2 days later, I have a dream that I just appear in this mansion, beautiful mansion, and this dude just greets me and he's gonna escort me around the mansion. So he takes me into this mansion, this beautiful grounds. I mean, it was amazing looking. They had a basketball court, tennis court, a banquet area, or a place where you can eat area. They had the mansion itself was beautiful, water fountains, fish tanks, you name it. The house was massive. So I remember he greeted me, and he told me this was his wife's house. I never met the wife, but the wife had to be loaded. This was just an amazing looking place. And he was very nice. Everyone was very nice. There was a girl there who was like escorting me with him, but that wasn't his wife. It was a different girl. I remember coming across this fish tank that was on the property, and this fish tank was big. And inside the fish tank was a massive goldfish. This goldfish was so big that it took up the whole right side, which would have been its left side because it was facing me. And all the other fish that was in the tank was just on the left side of it. So it was on the right side of me, and on the left side you see other little fish that was scared of it. It wouldn't even come near it. So it was like in its own lane. I mean, this goldfish was big, humongous. There's no goldfish like that. I don't care. The biggest goldfish you could think of, it wasn't big like that. The tank was big itself. This goldfish was just like a tuna type big. All right, so, and it looked weird, like it had mean eyes, like that. So I'm looking at this goldfish and I'm taunting it, tapping the glass. So the girl who was escorting us and showing me around the place told me, don't taunt the goldfish because it will look at you with its eyes and put you in a trance or something like that. So I was like, what? That's different. So she said that, but she said it and left. So now I'm really taunting the goldfish. I'm tapping on the glass and I'm doing all this stuff. So then the goldfish looks at me and it comes straight to the glass. And as it came to the glass, it's like I fell into a trance with this thing. And now I'm looking in its eyes and all I see is its eyes. And it's like that. Then she breaks my trance like, hey, come on, come on. So when she did that, it's like it broke the trance from me and this big, massive, weird goldfish. So then she takes me into the house and we go down 2 steps into like a foyer looking thing, into like a living room. It was just a beautiful thing. I can't even explain how this thing was. So then I see the guy. She took me to the guy who basically first introduced himself, and he asked me if I would stay the night there for the night, and I said yeah. And in my head I knew it meant 24 hours. So I went in, and then it's like I stayed the night, but I didn't see me sleep. So it's like now it's the next day. Just like that, We're walking outside, the sun is up, because I forgot to mention when I arrived there, it was nighttime. It was like dusk, and it turned night. So when I saw that goldfish, it was nighttime. Then when they called me in, the dude asked me to stay the night. Then I came out the next day in this morning, and I see the people playing tennis. I see a basketball court with no one on it, beautiful. So I wanted to go get a ball and shoot around on a basketball court, but then a group of people dressed elegantly came and they got me and they was telling me to come with them. So I couldn't turn it down. I'm like their guest, so I started to go with them. And then they took me into the banquet area, or into the eating area, and they opened the gate and we went in. But before we went to like the area where you sit down to eat, some dude came and he was belligerent. He was being all angry with them and acting up. So they tried to restrain him for some reason. So then he knocked 3 of these well-dressed people out. Knocked the first one out, knocked the second one out, knocked the third one out. So when he did that, I'm looking like, yo. So I caught him while he was kind of off guard after knocking the last person out, and I got on top of him and I beat him up. So after I beat him up, they take him, they get him out of there, and the guy who invited me initially, introduced himself initially to stay the night and show me around, and his wife owned the place. He was like, that's Jack Hooks. Jack Hooks, they call him. So I'm thinking he beat them up. This is what he do, you know? Because they said, oh, that's Jack Hooks. I can't stand Jack Hooks. They said something like that. They said something like, Jack Hooks is a problem. Something like that. I don't know if it mean like Jack's Hooks is a problem, or they was calling his hook Jack Hooks. I don't know. But it seemed like that guy does that to them, or they constantly have problems with him of that nature. And I beat him up. And they was happy about me beating the guy up. So then they took me into the back area where they had the banquet set up. And it was like a brunch. But the brunch was all pizza. Any pizza you can name, they had it. They had regular pizza, extra cheese pizza, pizza with ricotta cheese on it. They had shrimp pizza, which I didn't understand. I don't eat shrimp. So they had shrimp pizza and other pizzas that I can't even identify. They had them there. So I'm like ready to dig into this pizza. And I came in and it's like they did it so formal and they looked so dressed and casual. It was like I didn't want to act hood or ghetto and just dive in. I had to wait, so we all circled the table so we could take our seats, and I'm ready to dive in, and I'm like ready, but some guy came to the gate. It was like some guy standing over at some gate to the right of me, and he opened up the gate and he was like, yo, come in. Like he's calling me away from the group, but he didn't want the group to know that he was calling me. So me, I go with him because it's a dream. Of course I go with him. I can't help it. But I remember thinking, dag, I wanted to eat that pizza. But I didn't get to because this guy called me over to him. So now he calls me over to him and he said, yo, you got to come with me. So then I comes with the guy. He leads me out the banquet place where we was going to eat, past the basketball courts, past the tennis courts, down a lot further until the scenery changed. It changed into like, it started looking like projects or something like that. And these projects were like a typical project building where across the street it might be a park that's connected to the projects. And in front of that project building was a guy standing with some people. So I saw this guy in the dream as I was walking through the property at the beginning. But we didn't say anything to each other. There was people there, like when I went down the steps into the foyer area, there was people there. As I saw the basketball courts, I saw other people standing around. He was one of those people I saw, but never addressed him, never talked to him, never said nothing to him, so it was insignificant at the time. But I seen him. So he's taking me over there. He said, did you know such and such wanted to see you? Or that you have to go see such and such? I was like, okay. So I took it such and such, because I don't remember his name, was a dude who was standing in front of the project buildings like he's some kind of boss with his boys. So next thing you know, I see them, his boys, and the guy who just called me over there to go see this guy pick me up and throw me into the park area across the street from the project building. Not across the street, like it's like as soon as you come out the project building, you keep walking there, go to the little park that usually will be connected to a project building. And they threw me in there violently. As soon as they threw me in there, I'm laying on the floor. Strings came and hooked my bottom lip and pulled it up. And strings came from the bottom and hooked my top lip and pulled it down so that my mouth can't open. So now I can't, I'm like this, and then I cut it with my fingers sometimes, like this. Like my fingers turned into scissors and I was able to cut it. And I freed myself. Then I got up and I ran and I hopped over the fence so they can't catch me. And I started, I didn't see myself running, but I'm pretty sure I ran. Because then the next thing you know, I saw the guy who first introduced himself to me with another guy walking me down the block, and they happy like I just got a victory over something or something, like I did good or something. And they was walking me up the street, but they never returned me to the mansion. They just dropped me off in front of like a store. They just took me to this store that was on a regular street that looked like a regular hood street in the Bronx or Manhattan or Brooklyn. It was nothing like the mansion that they had me in the first time. And they was talking to me at 1 minute and they like acting happy like they approved of my actions. And then I looked away. Then when I looked back, they were gone just like that. They were gone. So I don't know what they were, whether they were good beings or evil beings. Just like I don't know if that Dawn thing is a good being or evil being. All I know is when I see him, I go on dream trips like this. That's all I know. Then, seriously, I wake up in real life, I go back to sleep, and then I have another dream. This dream I had last night, it was just off the hook to me, even though it might not sound off the hook. So, I dreamed that I'm in this, building. I'm in this, building, and it's beautiful, just like the, building I had left. But this one looked like a stadium. It's like a stadium, and you know how in the stadium you got seats, and the seats usually go down to the center where they might have the circus or the basketball courts or anything. Think of the Barclays or Madison Square Garden or any other place that's like that, where they have the function out there. Then in the back you could go. That's where the concession stands is, and how you get out and all of that. But instead of the concession stands being in the back, they have rooms for people like me. And I was playing basketball in one of the sections they had in there, because there was many sections to this place. I was in a section where they had basketball, weightlifting, and all of that stuff. So I was playing basketball with a group of people, and I was busting their behind in basketball. I was like scoring, dunking. I don't even be dunking like that in real life. But it's like no one could stop me on the court. It was to the point that the people I was playing with was getting frustrated. Then other people came in like they was going to be able to stop me, and I was spanking them too. So then it was this young girl watching us, young white girl. She was watching us. And after a while, I guess it started getting late. It's like they shut the basketball court, the lights off for the basketball courts, but not all of them. It's like to tell you that the festivities is over, no more basketball. I wanted to play this basketball and go hit the weight pile a little, but it got too late and it was forcing us to go to bed. Like they was forcing us to go to sleep at 12, it seemed like. So I put the ball up. I remember wanting to work out. I remember the little girl watching us. And they told us to go to our quarters. That was the end of the night. So we went to our quarters, which would be like where the concession stands would be in Madison Square Garden or the Barclays Center or something like that. But there were rooms instead of a place where you could just walk around back there, go to the bathroom and all that. It was rooms, beautiful rooms, like hotel rooms all around in that oval place. It's hard to explain. I'm trying the best way I can. So I was laying down. It's like I had a roommate too, and he just went right to sleep. I was laying down, but I was restless, so I got up and I started walking around. And I came to where they were all working. It's like everyone was bustling of them. Every one of the staff members and the people who ran the place was bustling. They were setting up for an event. in the main area that led down to what would be the floor where you would watch the basketball game or the circuits or whatever. And they running up and down the stands from the top to the bottom, how it would be. And they fixing up different things and doing different things. And something telling me, watch them. Watch what they doing. So I'm watching what they doing. And they setting up, they talking, and they talking weird talk about the event. And I'm like, what event are they setting up for? So I was in the open at first, just walking around because, I was just restless. I ain't think nothing of it. So then some guy saw me. He was sitting down like on a step part. You know how you'll come out to the stadium area, like you come out from the bathrooms all and you walking out. So he was sitting on a step part working on something. So he saw me. He said, you're not supposed to be up right now. Like me as the guest, because it seemed like the guests, all of us were black, but most of them were white. So he said, you're not supposed to be up right now. I'm like, okay. All right. So he said, I saw what you did yesterday. And the funny thing is, what he was talking about, he saw what I did yesterday was with that dude, Jack Hooks, from The Last Dream. He saw me beat up Jack Hooks from The Last Dream. So he said, I saw what you did yesterday. And he gave me a little drink he had. It looked like a shot of wine or a shot of liquor or something. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I took the shot. And then I started to walk back, but something told me not to walk back. To watch them, watch what they doing. So I hid along the wall so he won't see me and no one will see me. And then I tried to get close, but instead of letting them see me, now I'm creeping around. So I creep to the wall, creep over to another wall, then I go near a podium where I could really see what they're doing. So I see the little girl who was watching us play basketball. She started approaching the podium to work on whatever she was working on in that area. And then the dim light, because it's like they had the lights low. Like, you know how you turn off lights in the stadium, but all the lights don't go off. It's still lights where y'all can see and do y'all work. That's how it looked. So as she approached the podium to work on what she was working, her face changed to a demonic face real quick, like a vampire or something like that. I was like, oh snap, these people are vampires. Then it dawned on me, all the people who's working here, they are vampires. And I knew all the people who I was playing basketball with and all the oblivious people are sacrifices in some kind of way. I knew it. I just knew it in my soul. So now I'm like, I'm not going back to my room. I got to get up out of here. That's what I'm thinking. And while I'm near the podium, I saw her face change. I knew it was an older lady who was helping her with the podium. I thought she saw me because I'm knelt there, but I'm in the shadow area because it's not that much light. So I just stayed perfectly still. So she just looking, and I'm thinking she looking at me, but she didn't see me. But it felt like she saw me because she was looking right at me. So as soon as she turned her back or something, I ran. I started running. I'm looking for a way out, creeping around, looking for a way out. Then I found an area where, like, I got outside the building and I found an area where there was a monorail that brought people in and out. And mind you, I guess when they put us to sleep, it was about 12 o'clock. Because now all this creeping around took us until like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. So now 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm finding this, or 3 a.m. in the morning, I don't know. I find this monorail and I started walking this monorail in order to get as far away from that compound as I could. I didn't want to warn nobody because we all would end up sacrificed. I knew them people were going to delete us. They were going to delete us, harvest us. I don't know what they was going to do to us, but them people wasn't human. None of them people who was setting up for that event wasn't human. And we were the event. We were the ones who was going to be taken out in the event. This event was for them. It wasn't for us. We were the event, if you want to say it like that. Because them things didn't care. Them things was going to do something to us, normal people. So I walked the monorail for a while. And then something said, look to the right. I look to the right. I see a security system, but it's no one at the desk because, again, it's early in the morning. It's like everybody is not on their post like that. So something said, take the camera system. You're going to see what they truly are on the camera system. I'm like, okay. So I took the camera system. It looked like it wound up looking like a VCR or something like that. So I took the whole system. And I don't know where I put it. I must have had a bag like Dora, like backpack, because this is crazy. So then I kept walking after I took the system. Now I came to the end of the monorail. Once I came to the end of the monorail thingy, the sun started coming up. The sun is breaking the sky, and it's the next day. I see a lady sleeping in the booth like she's the one who takes tickets or admits people into the area. And it's two of them, and they both sleeping. Like they was there all night and they just fell asleep. So I pop up out of nowhere off the monorail because I didn't see no car, I didn't take no car. I just came out because it was like the monorail runs inside and takes you to the stadium. I walked that whole length to the front gate to where people come into the park or to this area or to this property. And they like, where did you come from? You don't supposed to be here. I said, oh, I'm part of the event. I act like I was one of them beings. Because they were beings. I don't know what was in them. They were demonic beings. And I act like I was one of them. And I said, I'm just looking to get out because I have to go do something outside. I was like lying to try to get them to let me out because it's like they had to let me out. So I pull out things from a backpack I had out of nowhere, and I pulled out a whole bunch of tickets, and these tickets were worth money. So when the girl saw them tickets, she said, oh, where you get those? And she just took my whole roll of tickets. She said, these are the equivalent to money in here. You can cash these. This is a lot. It's a lot of money. I don't know how I got it. So I was like, for real? Okay. Da, da, da. Then I showed them something else. But this something else I showed them was in a box. And when I showed them that, it like, they smelled it or something and they fell out. They fell out like it put them out. And I had woke up. I never got to see what was on that VCR thing or that security system thing, but whatever it was just revealing that these people's true nature, what they were. And because that's what the voice told me. Because I've been getting these voices like speaking to me as I'm going through dreams lately. This is pretty new to me. I've never had that before. Like I forget what they call that when the voice is talking while you doing things. And then at the end, as I show them the box and they take the tickets from me, there's an old song playing like now it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. An old song like one of those, like Frankie Beverly or the Stylistics was playing. I'm like this dream is bugged out. And then I wake up from that, and that was today. So that's it. This was long enough. This is one of my longest dreams because I had to say everything in that order. And I got more dreams that I had during this that I want to put out there. But like I said, this one was pretty bizarre to me. If anyone watched this, tell me what you think. God bless you in Jesus' name. I just tell these for entertainment purposes because they come to me like this. I do not make them up. This is real talk. I don't know what to say. I can't even make some of this stuff up if I tried. I wouldn't. I'm not that creative, as I say often. And until next time, everyone have a good day. Jesus is Lord. Stay hydrated and thank God for each day that we live.